Fiona Maher, and I'm a principal consultant at FSP, an IT consulting organisation. And if you want to find out more about us, there is a last slide with our website, but we do a lot of work in the digital transformation space. My area of expertise is around the people, though, and empowering people to use the technology, because we can have the best technology in the world, but if people don't know how to use it and they don't know about it, then actually we're really on hiding to nothing. So today I want to talk to you about the critical role of digital literacy in the modern workplace. So what does the agenda look like? Well, we want to talk about what is digital literacy, and I'd be interested to hear your perspective on this, why it's important both to an organisation, but also important to the employee in that organisation. What are the benefits? And I'll be putting in some examples from organisations that I've worked with in the past, but I do have a background in health, so they are probably more health related than other spaces. What are the key components about digital literacy, and what are some of the challenges and opportunities involved? I then want to talk with you about how you could improve digital literacy in your organisation. And if you need help on a strategy or implementing this, then please feel free to get in touch. Summarise the presentation, and then there's a little bit of a call to action. And hopefully I'll be able to answer any questions or, share any feedback that you've got with us along the way. So, what is digital literacy? Well, it's crucial in this fast-paced world. What is it? It's the ability to use digital tools effectively and confidently to understand digital content and communicate well in this digital space that we find ourselves in. It's not just around technical skills. It's about problem solving. It's about interpreting and using data well, and it's being mindful of the implications of our digital actions. So, for example, security. And what do we mean in today's workplace? Well, it includes anything from basic tools like email or chat to video conferencing, such as using Microsoft Teams, and more complex systems such as project management tools, customer relationship management tools, or in the healthcare sector, electronic patient records. We're also talking about AI-driven platforms such as Microsoft Copilot, which I'm sure you've all heard about. Your staff will have done now, and Google Workspace. And it's essential that we know how to use these tools, but also that we understand the etiquette and the governance that come with them. So why is that important? Well, think back to pre-COVID, that's not that long ago. The world has changed rapidly due to digital transformation. And also, if you think about the future, in 2030, Dell Technologies tell us that 85% of the jobs that will exist haven't even been created yet. And that means that we will all need to be digitally literate to adapt quickly to that. Without these skills, organisations and employees risk falling behind. I want to give you an example. So think about a smartphone, or even a mobile phone. Everybody almost has a mobile phone nowadays. But some people fully utilise that phone. They can do the banking. They can do health tracking, they can chat on things like Facebook and Instagram. And other people might want to use them for calls and texts. So similarly, in the workplace, digital tools have incredible potential, but only if employees know how to use that and know how to do that potential. And then what they need from us is support and encouragement to unlock that. So as we explore digital literacy today, remember it's not just about acquiring skills. It's about creating an environment where everyone can thrive in this digital age. Now, I'm not going to talk about accessibility today that I want you to think about accessibility as well. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and you know how those digital tools can help everyone thrive in this digital age. So, why is it important? So, for example, a healthcare organisation could use something like the Essential Digital Skills Framework to make sure that staff have the skills to use technology such as an electronic health record system. By using a framework, the organisation remains competitive, but it also aligns to national goals to improve digital literacy across the workforce. And if we think around improving productivity, I'm working with a construction organisation at the moment that uses project management software. Training people up to use things like Microsoft Project properly can help them automate workflows, it can help track milestones, and it can help generate real-time reports and therefore improve productivity. That means that people can complete tasks more efficiently, they can meet deadlines, and they can reduce any manual errors. Encouraging innovation. So you might implement a digital suggestion box. If you're thinking about health and well-being, to enable employees to contribute innovative ideas or to share new ways to improve workflows. By creating this culture where digital tools facilitate feedback and new ideas, it means that companies can stay ahead of industry trends and improve their processes as well. Empowering individuals helps create fairness and growth. So, for example, a retail organisation rolled out an upskilling programme for warehouse workers to improve their digital skills. Now, those workers were once limited to that manual role, but you know, with some training and some support, they're now empowered to operate inventory management systems. They can track shipments, and they can contribute to data analysis. You know, creating a fairer workplace where everyone can grow and advance, not just those admin staff, but actually people on the front line of those roles there. Supporting. So lifelong learning is really important, and you know, you could establish a digital literacy hub and provide courses from basic digital literacy to advanced skills in cybersecurity, and even extend that further, and then encourage your employees to take these courses as part of their continuous learning, as part of their professional development. And this helps keep them agile, prepared for the next wave of digital tools. And, you know, it creates this growth-orientated mindset. Now, I want to give you an example from my personal experience of my sister-in-law, who was a healthcare assistant, and she decided to become a nursing associate. Now, this is a job in the middle of those two roles. Now, when she first started doing this, she would get so stressed and so anxious because she was frightened that she was going to break the computer. She didn't know how to use it. And so with a little bit of training on how to turn it off and turn it on, and how to access emails, and how to search the web, and then some more training around how to use Teams and how to use all of the Office products. And then she got some training on how to use the systems in her organisation. She's a completely different person. So a year later, she texted me to say, I've had a brilliant day. I've looked after my whole ward of people, my base people myself, and I've managed to check everyone in, and I've managed to do their medication on the prescribing system. She's really confident. That is why this is important. So let me talk to you a little bit about the benefits. So one of the biggest benefits is that it equips the workforce to be able to use the technology more effectively and confidently. It's not just knowing about how to operate the tool, but how to understand it and apply it to that specific role. So, way back when I started a smarter working programme in NHS England, we were showing people how they could use things like SharePoint to be able to do their role better. And people can understand it if you align it to what their role is. Through that, you can ensure that teams are evolving alongside technology. Then if we think about the data, we live in a world that's full of data, but data alone isn't enough. People need to know how to interpret and use that data. And when they can do that, that can improve decision making and actually drive business outcomes. That will help not only for individual performance, but also for organisational success. Digital proficiency boosts confidence. When people feel comfortable using the tools, it shows in their work. They're more productive, they're more efficient, and the more proficient people become, the more capable and empowered they feel. And that does directly contribute to the bottom line. If you're thinking in our organisation and organisations that I've worked for, there's always some new system or new piece of technology coming along. When you've got a digitally literate workforce, that process of adopting the new systems becomes much smoother. Resistance decreases and adoption rates increase because employees have a foundational knowledge to adapt quickly to new technologies. And long term, this can save time and prevent costly disruptions. Investments in professional growth can also make, it sends a clear message. It says, we value you, we're committed to your growth. It doesn't just improve skill levels, it improves morale and retention. People are more likely to stay in an organisation where they feel supported and valued. When we have effective governance in place and people understand that technology, they can make more informed choices, ensuring that we don't waste resources. And that allows us to get the maximum value from IT investment and avoid any unnecessary expenditures. Continuous learning means that teams are prepared for tomorrow's digital landscape. So it's not just about today and the challenges of today, it's evolving. Who would have known how quickly Copilot has come along? And that culture of learning keeps us one step ahead, ready for what that next Copilot looks like. So, some key components of digital literacy. I'm going to use a few healthcare examples here. So, data is at heart of that decision making. So, for example, analysing patient recovery times after surgery can help clinicians refine treatment plans, speeding up recovery and reducing hospital stays. Data literacy, part of digital literacy, allows healthcare professionals to turn that complex data, patient data, into actionable insights, improving care and efficiency across departments. Proficiency with tools. So being proficient with tools, such as an electronic health record, is essential. So a nurse who can quickly access and update patient data ensures smooth handovers and better coordination between departments and actually between social care as well, because health doesn't just happen in a hospital. So efficient use of these tools can lead to faster decision making, reducing patient waiting times and improving the overall care experience. Governance and security awareness. This means that people can navigate data responsibly and safeguard information, and there are lots of organisations that have data sensitive information. Healthcare is one of them. So, for example, leaving a computer unlocked in a busy hospital can expose patient records, and training staff to recognise security risks and follow governance protocols like securing devices and how to avoid phishing scams helps protect patient confidentiality and trust. And lastly, people and communication skills. Clear communication on digital platforms is crucial for any business. If you think about a global construction project where team members from different countries need to collaborate through chat or video calls, miscommunication about changing design specifications could lead to costly delays or rework. When employees are proficient in using digital communication tools, it ensures that everyone's on the same page, reducing errors and keeping projects on track. So, I want to talk to you now about some of the challenges, some of the opportunities. And I'm going to specifically, there are many challenges and there are many opportunities, but I'm going to talk about resistance to change, skills gaps and security concerns, along with the opportunities they present. So if we think about resistance to change, employees often fear new technologies and view them as disruptions. So what can we do about that? Well, we can counter that by providing targeted training. When employees feel confident, it reduces fear and boosts morale, helps them to embrace change. And then if we think about skills gaps, in an organisation, you will have varying levels of digital competency. But what you want to do is take everyone with you. And so, tailored training. Training isn't a one size fits all. It's a blended approach to training, but if you direct that training at different skill levels, then it can ensure everyone can contribute. Empowered employees bring fresh ideas and they can help streamline processes and drive efficiency. Then security concerns. The IBM did a report which showed that human error was responsible for 23% of data breaches. So what's the opportunity there? If we can integrate cybersecurity awareness into this digital literacy programme, then employees can recognise and prevent threats, enhancing overall security. So, where challenges exist, they also offer those opportunities. And, together you can transform those challenges into advantages for a more agile and secure organisation. So, how can we improve digital literacy? And this is something that we definitely can help you with. So if you're interested in finding out more, my details are at the end. But also I'd be interested in what you think about this. So first of all, I want to give you a little bit of research. So McKinsey tells us that employees with stronger digital skills are 50% more likely to contribute to process improvements and innovation. And additionally, productivity can see an increase of up to 30% where we have this right. However, we need to recognise the challenges our employees face. So Deloitte tells us that workers have less than 1% of their time available for learning. And that's concerning because as people learn, mistakes are inevitable. And it's really important that organisations create a culture that allows people to experiment and learn from those mistakes. Ernst & Young tells us that 75% of people are concerned that AI will make jobs obsolete, and 2/3 of those people, this is a study of 1,000 people, are feeling anxious about AI potentially replacing their roles. And that highlights the need for employees to feel confident in using these new technology and tools. But people struggle with the complexity of devices and applications. And if we don't get that right, it can lead to anxiety, stress, and burnout. So, strategy. Establish a baseline. So this is something that I'm currently doing with a construction organisation, and we're assessing the current levels of digital literacy across the various departments and the various roles. Unless we know where we're currently at, we don't know where we need to get to. We don't know what we need to get to where we want to be. So understanding that will help tailor our approach. So develop a strategy. There are structured frameworks out there, and again, like I said, we can help you with this, that categorise digital skills into areas. So if I take my construction example, we're looking at the technology. So we're looking at how they use in-house tools, how they use MS products, because that's the tools that they use. We're looking at people. We're looking at innovation, and we're looking at governance. All of those will really help support the organisation to be more digitally literate. Leveraging digital champions. Everybody in an organisation has somebody who's naturally proficient with digital tools. We don't always share that, but if you need help around how do I use Excel, or how can I do this in PowerPoint, you probably know someone in the organisation. These people could serve as a support for their peers and actually help create that collaborative learning environment. So it's like, let's use these people to actually spread the adoption throughout the organisation. Digital literacy is not a one-time training effort. And like I said, it's not a one-size-fits-all either. Being able to have a space where people can provide, where you provide access to e-learning platforms, webinars, regular refresher courses, what's up, what's coming next, help keep skills current and relevant. So by implementing these types of strategies, we can create a more digitally literate workforce, ready to embrace new technologies with confidence and agility. It will help empower employees, and it'll also help alleviate concerns about things like AI, hopefully transforming potential anxieties into opportunities for growth and innovation. What else is needed? Well, the role of leadership is crucial in creating that learning culture that embraces change management. So to create this culture, leaders must promote continuous learning and encourage employees to embrace new technologies. Like I said previously, an important aspect of this is to recognise that mistakes are part of the learning process. So, for example, in a recent rollout of Copilot, the leadership team encouraged everyone to share their experiences, including any challenges faced, and the leader did that as well. By openly discussing that any specific mistakes related to user adoption, we were able to identify gaps in training and improve the approach, making future implementations smoother. Effective communication is really vital. Leaders should walk the talk, explaining the reason for the change and highlighting the benefits. So in my construction example, we are going to implement digital literacy. This is why we are doing it. These are the benefits. What's in it for me? These are the benefits for you. By doing that, it makes it easier for employees to adapt, and sharing both successes and lessons learned creates that environment that inspires engagement. So, in summary, digital literacy isn't just about knowing the latest tech. It's about empowerment and adaptability. It's essential for everyone, no matter what their role is. In today's world, being digitally proficient isn't optional, it's a must. When we build a digitally literate workforce, we create efficient, innovative and resilient organisations. If you think about it, employees who feel confident with their digital skills are more likely to embrace change and drive productivity. But it doesn't stop there. Upskilling and continuous learning are key to keeping up with technology and staying competitive. We all need to be learning and growing together. And let's not forget, we've heard the research, organisations that prioritise digital literacy see the benefits. Higher productivity, increased engagement, they're not just buzzwords, the real outcomes. When people know how to navigate a digital landscape confidently, they contribute more, collaborate better, and drive success. And so now, there's a call to action. Join the digital literacy movement if you're not doing this already. It isn't optional, it's essential for every role. By investing in upskilling, we equip employees to adapt, grow, and thrive in a digital-first world. A confident, digitally literate team can innovate, problem solve, and drive real change. Let's start by giving them the tools and the support they need. Embed it into the organisation's DNA. It's part of the culture. It's how we operate every day, not just something we think about once in a while when a new tool comes along. When these skills are part of core operations, as an organisation, you become more efficient, resilient and future-proof. So that means integrating digital skills into everything from onboarding to workflows, making digital literacy a living part of the organisation. And finally, as leaders, we must lead by example. The tone we set influences how our teams approach change. By demonstrating our commitment to digital literacy, we inspire others to embrace it too. Leadership isn't just about guidance, it's about demonstrating the behaviours that we want to see. Let's be the catalysts for this shift, showing our teams that digital growth is key to our collective success. So that's it from me. There is an opportunity for questions, and I look forward to learning more about what you're doing. Thank you.